Hello, hello, hello. It's Yvonne again. This time around, I am going to be talking about resilience. Now, what is resilience? It is the ability to recover quickly from difficulties. In psychology, in positive psychology, resilience is the ability to cope with a crisis or to return to pre-crisis state quickly. Now, I kind of when I read this, I kind of thought to myself, pre-crisis state. There are times when you will not return to pre-crisis state. You will return, but it may not just be pre-crisis state. It may actually be a state that is better than the pre-crisis state, because you would have learned from that experience that you went through. So, what does that mean? It means the resilience is that quality in you that allows you to be knocked down by life and come up stronger than ever. That means instead of returning to pre-crisis state, you return to a state that is stronger or above pre-crisis state. It is that quality in you that does not let failure overcome you. It does not let failure drain you of your resolve. Rather, it makes you to look for every avenue out there to rise from the ashes. That is resilience, my friend. So, I am going to be talking about how to build resilience, but before I do that, I'm going to tell you a little story about myself. Now, I was born in Cameroon, in a little village called Bafut. Bafut is in the northwest region of Cameroon. It is mainly grassland. That means there are no huge bodies of water around. So I did not know how to swim growing up. I was even scared of a little puddle. Well, literally not puddles, but if I went to a stream, a flowing stream, a fast flowing stream, I wouldn't dare to even get close to it. That was how scared I was. But tell you what, in 2016, sorry, I made the I don't even know what to qualify it, but I made the decision to learn how to swim. Why did I make that decision? I thought it would be a nice idea that if we went on holidays, the kids and myself, and my husband, of course, I am definitely going to be swimming, because at the time, my kids were learning how to swim already, and I really wanted to join in. So, with the encouragement of the swimming coach, every Friday I took the kids swimming. I stood by the side and I watched them learning how to swim. So the coach asked me, would you like to join in with the other adults to learn? And there I was. I said, yes, I would. So we made all the arrangements and I signed the paperwork and I joined in. Now, I started learning how to swim. I got into the swimming pool for my very first time in 2016. And guess what? I was so scared. Now, the water in the pool, the shallow end of the pool, got up to about my waistline. So it was fine. I was fine. As long as my head was not submerged in the water, I was good. I started learning how to swim. I would swim half the length of the pool such that my head is definitely above the water. I wouldn't even go closer to the deep end of the pool. I could manage the water getting up to around my belly button or thereabout, but that was as far as I could go. I wouldn't even go beyond that. Fast forward, 6 months later, I could swim half of the length of the pool up until where the water would get just about here. That was as far as I could go. But one day, the swimming coach said, I challenge you to swim the length of this pool. I know you can do this. I breathed a sigh and I said to myself, am I going to do this? I am not one to accept failure. I love a good challenge, tell you what. That is one characteristic of mine. It's hidden in there, but I do love a good challenge. And I said, all right, I will try. So I decided to swim to the deep end of the pool from halfway. And he did say, to keep you safe, to make you feel safer, swim by the edge so that if you struggle, you can hold the edge at any time. So there I was, momentum gathered, ready to swim to the deep end of the pool. But halfway through, I was swimming really well until I realized that my feet could no longer touch the bottom of the pool without my head being submerged. Panic set in. I panicked and I thought I was going to drown. So in my panic, some water went up my nostrils. I started coughing and I held the side of the pool. Right, I got out of the pool immediately. I said to myself, that was enough of swimming for that day. Tell you what, for 4 good weeks, I did not go swimming lessons. I was dead scared. Right. For these 4 weeks, what did I do? I watched every video on YouTube there was on breathing because that was what was difficult. That was what I found really difficult. I could kick very well. I was starting to float. I could float better on my back than front. But the most difficult thing for me was I just could not master the breathing technique that I was being taught. And that was really difficult for me. And for someone who loves a challenge and who hates to fail, I just could not understand what there was there that I wasn't understanding. So I thought, okay, I'll watch YouTube videos and everything that explained to me. So I did that for 4 weeks. And every time I went, he would be like, do you want to come in? And I would say, no, not today. I'm not feeling too great. That was my excuse. So after 4 weeks, I asked myself, how long am I going to carry on paying this? I need to get back into the pool. On Saturdays, I would take the children swimming. I'll take my kids swimming. And I would start to practice during those 4 weeks. I'll take them swimming on Saturdays and I'll start to practice in the baby pool where I'll take my daughter. I'll practice everything that I had watched on YouTube in the baby pool. 4 weeks later, I got back into the pool. And guess what? I swam the whole length of the pool using the breathing techniques that I had learned on YouTube. Implying the practice that I had been doing in the baby pool came in handy. But above all, he was really patient and really encouraging, the swimming coach at the time. So you see, I stuck to it. Now fast forward 2019, I absolutely adore swimming. I love it. It is one of those things that helps to relax me. And when we go on holidays, I cannot help but get in the pool. So you see, I stuck to it. Why am I telling you this story? I am telling you this story to let you know that you can build resilience. You can build your resilience. It doesn't matter whatever obstacle you're facing at the moment, you can build resilience and you can get over that obstacle you're facing. So how do you build resilience then? I have got here about 6 tips. The first one, you need to foresee, first of all, make a goal. What is your goal? What do you want to achieve? That issue that you're facing, what do you want to achieve? Foresee the goal you want to achieve and draw a mental picture of what it is you want to achieve. My goal was to be able to swim when I go on holidays with my children. And I could already close my eyes and I did see myself swimming even before I knew how to swim. The second thing, get the right encouragement. Find the right support system and let them support you. Some of us are very good at giving support, but we struggle receiving support. Allow people to support you. Such as friends who can build you up, who can encourage you when life gets a little tough, because it will get rough around the edges, but get you a good support system. Be realistic and reflective as well. As you go through that process, be realistic, be reflective. Reflect on the things that failed and think about how you can make those things succeed later. How can you turn those failures into successes? Learn from the falls and put things in place to correct it next time. Develop problem-solving skills, such as making lists. For me, my problem-solving skill was to have an understanding, a mental understanding of how to master the breathing technique before I even implemented. I learned best by seeing, so when I watched those YouTube videos, it did help a lot. Number 3 is, through reflection, build your mental endurance. Develop the inner strength to deal with the challenge. Do not give up, because giving up is not an option here. Remember, we're trying to build resilience. This kind of links to the goal at the start. When you have a goal in mind and you can draw a mental picture of what success looks like to you. It will help you to build your inner endurance, your inner resilience, your mental endurance. Number 4, develop a positive view of yourself. Develop a positive view of your ability despite your shortcomings. You are going to fall several times. That is part of life. But keep a positive mind frame. The next one. Develop a self of willpower to make plans and to keep to them, or have the courage to revisit and refine and fine-tune your plans. Sometimes you're going to even change your plans along the way. However, whatever your goal is, it doesn't matter what plan you put in place to reach that goal. If you amend and change the plans along the way, still have that goal in mind. Build your strength by adopting a healthy lifestyle. Whatever goal you've got in mind, you need a healthy lifestyle to achieve it. When I talk of a healthy lifestyle, what do I mean? I mean enough rest, enough sleep. How many hours do you sleep in a day? What is your nutrition like? Good nutrition is key here. If you've got a goal that you're pursuing, good nutrition is key. There's no point starving yourself for long hours. Also, there's no point eating foods that you know do not agree with your digestion or digestive system. For example, you can substitute certain foods for others. I struggle with eating meat a bit later on at night. So I substituted for chicken. Not even late at night. My stomach, I really struggle to digest meat sometimes. I substituted for chicken, for fish. Build in exercise into your routine. Think about a work-life balance. Build routines that help you to have a healthy mental state or a healthy emotional state as well. And finally, allow yourself to feel all the emotions that come with failures and successes throughout the process. It is really key that you do that. When I was researching this, I read somewhere that people who have better resilience or having better resilience leads to better emotional regulation. That means emotional regulation is to do with how you regulate your emotions, like happiness, like sadness, like fear, like anger. It leads to greater resistance to stress. It also lowers depressive symptoms. There is better management of PTSD, that's post-traumatic stress disorder symptoms. For example, after childbirth, some women suffer from postnatal depression, but one who has better resilience will be able to manage this situation a lot better. So what do I want you to take away from this? I need you to remember, because sometimes we often forget how much power we have over our lives and over our circumstances. We do forget sometimes, but we do have that power that lies within us. So I hope that this message, it reminds you that the power to improve your circumstance, the power to improve your resilience, and to build your competence and your self-confidence all lie within you. Let me repeat that. I hope this message reminds you that the power to improve your resilience, the power to improve and build your competence, the power to build your confidence, all lie within you. Ciao. Adios.